Good morning, how are we doing? Happy Wednesday, happy last day before a 4-day bank holiday. So today we're going to talk about how your actions reflect your internal language. I've forgotten my microphone, so I apologise if the sound is not what it usually is. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Rise to Thrive show. I am your host, James Bourman, and if you are coming through, then please do let me know by leaving a love heart, kind of like man love, bro hug. And in the comments, I want you to tell me, what's the one thing that's stopping you being the person you want to be today? What's the one thing, not multiple things, one thing that's stopping you from being the man you want to be today? Okay, be honest, no lying. I have to say, the last 48 hours I might have overdone it with work. So the missus is away with the young uns, gone up to Lincoln to see the mum-in-law, their mum. And I was like, do you know what, we're going all in at work. And I think I might have done it. I am cognitively ruined. But we'll get there in the end. The pursuit of consistency. Anyway, I want to talk about this. So I'm going to try and put it in a couple of different contexts, so that you can understand this analogy, right? So, if you're a golfer, you'll understand this first analogy. Whenever you come to play a golf shot, there is almost a multitude of self-doubt in terms of your head that this shot is not going to go where I want it to go. And because you have that little inkling in your head, it generally affects the swing and the outcome of the shot. When you think about, second analogy, taking a penalty. When you go up to a penalty, if the internal language is quite negative and you're unsure, the likelihood is that your body language will reflect that, and that will reflect within your kick. You're not going to be fully confident going in there. Now, when I saw, I think it was Saka, he took the last penalty of the Euro final against Italy. Young lad, bless him. But I could see by his body language, and I was 80% sure he was going to miss because of his body language. Now, he was under an immense amount of pressure, but you could see how tense he was. And then there's that internal dialogue inside that the language that we're using is, oh, this is not going to go in, what if this doesn't go in? And we're thinking about all of the negatives rather than the positives, like, I am going to smash this, I am going to win the Euros. And it's like that internal dialogue, right? So we do that with the golf. Like, this is probably not going to happen. Like, this is probably not be a great shot. This is not going to be a great penalty. But then the third analogy is very much like, think about when we're at work, driving to work. It's like, I just don't feel very good at my job, or I don't feel very confident at my job, or I don't feel like I'm making a difference at my work. One of the things that I battle every single morning, not every single morning, but a large amount of it, is a large amount of self-doubt within my business. Because when I wake up, and I don't do this purposely, the internal language is just negative. It's like, you're not doing a great job. This is not really going anywhere. We're not really moving forwards. Okay. And that language inside of us is just natural. Okay, it's just the way that the brain kind of works, I guess. It's almost like a fight or flight scenario. And I was talking about this with Jenna the other day on our podcast. And I think a lot of the time that when we have that internal negative language about outcomes that we want to achieve, or about situations or environments that we're going to be in, our action tends to reflect that. Now, you might laugh at this, but when I play golf, I almost imagine myself being the pro on a PGA tour, like McIlroy or Woods or something like that. And in a weird kind of way, it kind of fills me with utter confidence about the shot that I'm about to play. It fills me with utter confidence in my swing. It fills me with utter confidence in the outcome of the shot. So rather than being very tenderly with the shot, I go all in and be fully committed, because that is how my way of coping with it deals with it, right? And when I imagine I'm playing on the PGA Tour, I kind of imagine like full concentration, full trust in the swing, bang, going all in, and it changes the outcome of the shot. Now for me, golf is a huge mindset game, and it's the same when you take a penalty. When I play football, if I feel really confident on the ball, if I feel like it's an FA Cup final, or I feel like I'm playing for Arsenal or England, I suddenly up my game and my performance, because I'm challenging the internal conflict that's going on inside of my head. So that's the way I bring myself around. I act like I'm like a pro, or I'm that good. When I do it with my work, I have that conversation with my morning routine and my morning walk, and it's like, look at the lives that you've changed. Look at where you was 4 years ago to compare to where you are right now. You know, work's a little bit more challenging, because I think for me it's always a case of that negative mind overwhelming. It's just very overwhelming that I can't pretend that I'm a pro coach, okay? But it's the way that I bring myself back and switch that internal dialogue is by putting things into perspective and looking at all the people that trust me with their well-being. I'm like, well, if you weren't doing a great job, no one would be investing or paying you. So there's a good sign that people trust in what you do, and you obviously do something for them. So it's kind of like re-establishing that internal confidence over and over and over and over and over again, right? And this is not something that we can just flick on like a light switch. This takes work. Now, the work that we do with our clients on our 90-day elite movement, the whole point and process of what they go through is one of a process of switching the negativity light off and switching the positivity light on. It's not necessarily about being positive in life. It's just about positive reinforcement of actually how good you are. And actually by by actually introducing structure, systems, control measures, accountability, community, curriculum, we suddenly start to change the way that we think. And over 90 days, we slowly adjust the mindset. We slowly rewire the mindset. And it doesn't just go away. Like, I think it would always come in, but we cope better. We flip it better. So when that internal noise comes in, when that negativity creeps into our mindset, we can then handle it in a much better way, in a much more efficient, proficient way, so that you can come out the other end. If you don't show up to do the course, or you just keep never investing in yourself, or you never work on yourself, then you're just going to get malleted and battered. The whole point of investing in yourself, whether it's time, energy, or money, is to improve the way that you cope with something, is to improve the way that you understand a situation. And that's how we slowly progress over and over and over again. Otherwise, you're going to be caught in this cycle, and that cycle is going to constantly tell you that you're not good enough. It's going to constantly look at other people and you're going to compare to them. It's going to constantly, your performance will then naturally fall short. And when I say performance, I mean being a dad, I mean being a husband, I mean being a managing director, or I mean running your own business, or just being a single home dad. Our level of performance day to day is the byproduct of our internal language that we tell ourselves. Okay? So we've got to shift it. We've got to shift it. Now, if you are somebody that wants to do something about it, we have a 7-day elite trial. It doesn't cost you anything. For 7 days, you're going to come in. You're going to be part of the Brotherhood for 7 days. You're going to complete tasks. We're going to give you content. And over those 7 days, I am convinced that the way that you look at yourself will slowly start changing. And it will. Because suddenly you've got community. Suddenly you have a curriculum. Suddenly you have direction, support, accountability. And then suddenly you're like, wow, man, things start to seem a little bit different. I'm starting to recognize myself a little bit more. Actually, when negativity does come in, I can address it and actually go through a process that allows me to flip it. Or I can just go on that merry-go-round where I'm on it, I'm off it, I'm on it, I'm off it, I'm on it, I'm off it. Or you could pretend and keep lying to yourself, saying, no, this is not me, I'm absolutely fine. Either way, it's your life. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of like putting some perspective, I guess, some awareness on it for the people that like really need it right now. So if you want to do the trial, the link is on this bio here somewhere, or the description. I'm sure you'll find it if you really want to put it down. But I hope you have a great day. I hope you have an incredible 4 days. I hope you're not stuck at those airports or you've lost holidays. It's dreadful. Oh, guys, 17 days to my wedding. Whoop, whoop.